The new Fortnite season definitely has mixed reviews, with some enjoying it and some not. But something that I'm sure of is that this happened to everyone who has played the new season. And in this video I will be showing you how to counter this and this. To defeat your opponent you must know your opponent, and in this case the cars are your opponent.
Round 1. Fight!
The normal cars can be considered as the goons, and the 3 supercars and the battle bus as the boss cars. Luckily, Fortnite put out a mini update on the 30th of May that has made the car situation slightly better, and more emphasis on slightly, as they are still super OP, but it is slightly better. Starting off with the best counter, which is the boogie bomb. Yes, the boogie bombs have been temporarily unvaulted. Temporarily because later in the season they will be replaced by the EMPs, allegedly. Still, the boogie bombs are a great counter. If you didn't know, then throwing a boogie bomb on a car when somebody is driving will completely kick them out of the car and also make them dance, which might as well be the greatest punishment for those who chase down the whole lobby in car. The best feeling will be if somebody is chasing you in the boss car and you just boogie bomb them and hop in the car yourself and rail them from behind. The boogie bombs being unvaulted will completely change the behavior of all players and make them less likely getting in cars all the time, as they keep dying from getting boogied. Another change is that the machine turrets on cars are less accurate and grenade launchers on cars do less damage to builds. And the best change that Epic has made yet is that the boss cars no longer regenerate health, as they would completely heal up as soon as they would get damaged, which made it impossible to blow it up. But now, thanks to this change and the boogie bombs being added, you can now finally counter the boss car. By the way, they also increase the damage that the boom bolt does to a car from 240 to 275 and decrease the car's health from around 2000 to 1500, which is significant. Some basic tips will be to build less when grenade launchers are being shot at you, as this can cause an accumulation of the nades below you and it ends up damaging you more. And the nade does not really explode after a certain amount of time, at least it isn't a short amount of time. It usually explodes when it touches something, the player or some builds. Build more with turrets and build all over the place to confuse the enemy. But cars aren't your only opponent in this season. Moving up to your second opponent, which is the nitro feature.
Round 2. Fight!
While the nitro feature seems like a super OP feature that doesn't seem to have a possible counter, but it definitely is possible. If you didn't know, is that stairs and edited cones as such are a clear counter to the nitro effect, as running into stairs and edited cones as such just means you would run up it or just get stuck below it. Even normally it is good to have a cone in your box, but having a cone in your box against a nitro opponent will provide you with even more protection.
Round 3. Fight!
When it comes to the fist and someone is pushing you with the fist, then it is quite easy to shoot them out of the air in between the attacks. Getting this extra damage will completely turn the tables, making you the aggressor. When it comes to your opponent fisting you, the only real way is to land big shots between each of the fist attacks, and if you just try to turbo build, after 1 or 2 tries you will definitely get in. So make sure to use the slight delay of the fist and shoot them then. Also make sure to not shoot when you are being hit, as it pushes you away, making you miss your shot. Make sure to shoot only in between the attacks or right before them. The boom bolt is another new item that is an explosive crossbow that has an initial impact attack damage and a delayed explosive splash damage, meaning it would hit you even if you are near it. Whenever you first start playing, and whenever I first started playing, I kept getting annoyed with the boom bolt being spammed at me, and my mats would eventually just finish, which would eventually leave me vulnerable. For this weapon, the same grenade launcher advice could be followed, as you don't want to have more area to be present for your enemy to shoot and damage you. So it is better to not keep building up and up whenever being shot with the boom bolt, as you will eventually use up all your mat. This item isn't as strong in the splash damage aspect, as it doesn't damage through and it doesn't even break multiple builds with one shot. If you and the enemy are close, then you aim dueling him will be the best option to an extent, and if the enemy is far, then just getting out of his line of sight will be the best choice. In this season I prefer to keep essentially now just a shotgun and a burst SMG, one heal nitro fist for movement, and the boogie bombs for countering the cars. That was it for this video. If this video gave you any value, then you using code NSZ will be truly helpful. I did not explain everything too much in depth, as I just wanted to go over it quite quickly, but if you have any questions you can ask them in the comments below.